All right. I think it works.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. So I hit go live button now. Yeah, it just take a bit more time. But now we on the stream. Congratulations, Yana.
Congratulations, you too. Yeah, you too, Bulat.
Yes. So hi guys. Today we are having this episode 4 of my safety sandbox. I will just mute some of my tabs here because I see some echo. Yana, how can you hear me? You hear me well?
Yeah, it's lovely. Everything is
Lovely.
good.
Good. I will just try to mute a couple of pages here. Yeah, we are live. So guys, today we do have quite interesting topic, and the whole topic about how to build health and safety game. And you can leave your comments, by the way, just during this stream. I will try to check your comments here on the clipboard. And if you're here with us, just let me know if you have any questions. Just let me know. I see that few guys already here. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and sorry for a bit of delay. Yeah, it was a bit longer than usual to go live on the LinkedIn site. It's normally a bit quicker. Anyway, it is what it is. We are here, and I will start sharing my screen now. And Yana, do you want to add something? How was your day? Is it your first stream, or you experienced stream maker? How it's going?
Yeah, hi guys. As a matter of fact, it's my first LinkedIn stream with you. Yeah, as being a business trainer and facilitator, so I'm working online a lot with my customers and with my team as well. But LinkedIn is the first time, yeah, and I'm good for the day.
All right. I can hear you well, I can see you well, and I can see the presentation really well. Do you?
It's a beautiful one. Yeah, I see it.
Yes. Great. So from time to time, I will be checking the event page here. So I will make sure that people can hear us. And guys, if you can hear us, please type something. Yeah, I see John here. Hey, I do John. Thanks for joining today. You got the first comment, so you're already a winner of this health and safety game. And I see Alexander here from Turkey. Awesome, guys. So we have quite a big audience here today. Right. So our presentation today is all around the building health and safety games. And we got actually really nice coincidence with Yana back in, was it in January, Yana, when you joined me for your first game here in Perth? Correct me if I'm wrong.
So. Yeah. January, the beginning of this year, true.
Yeah, and my first impression was it's probably been a while since was my first experience in the business games, right? In any way. And look, when I just joined this event, I found that how many similar things could be between customer service, which was the initial game, and health and safety world. And that is why we decided to make this podcast today with Yana. And Yana, thanks you for this idea, because you actually the creator of the game. You really experienced coach, and if you just share a few words about your experience. I know that you're in Queensland now, on the east coast of Australia. Just a few words about your way, how's it going there, what's your background, and yeah, guys will be happy to hear you.
Yeah, thanks for this time and this post for letting me to introduce myself. Yes, my name is Yana. The surname is quite long. So I've been in the hospitality sphere, international and local hospitality project for more than 20 years. But over the last 4 years, I own my own company. So my company is called Evolutionary Service Lab. And out of my leadership experience, operational experience, I went into my own company, and me and my team, we have deliberately moved away from traditional training formats, let's say like this, and shifted towards learning through business games. And from our experience, as we have been doing that for 4 years already, this model works incredibly well. Why? It's simple, because people, as soon as they start playing, so they are relaxed. First of all, they don't just receive the information, but they experience the information. They think, they start interact quite brightly between each other. They start making new decisions, getting new insights. And I think most importantly, like it's an outcome, the result of the games, business games, which we create and we sell to the market and bring to our customers, they change their behavior and mindset, which is very important, I think, nowadays. And yes, Vlad, you are absolutely correct. When we met there in Perth, I think we quickly, between you and me, we discovered that we observe organizations, companies in the similar way. Because you in your podcasts also, you do not just talk about only the standards and procedures, which are very important, of course, but you also talk about the environment, the culture, how people communicate and interact. So I think this is where we started.
Yeah, awesome. Amazing. Thank you, Yana, for this introduction. And from my personal perception, when I was doing this presentation, right, and I think our generation, like millennials and partially Generation Z, we actually keen into the games, right? Into video games, into social media, into social networks. And when it's really about the entertaining things, we might be a little more involved into the whole thing. That's why I was doing this material. And by the way, guys, it's not AI generated. The whole templates, I found them on Canva. And by the way, Canva was created in Perth, if you don't know. But I use this 8-bit game style from 80s, and that truly reflects on me a lot. So I was enjoying this one. And you probably also enjoy. And just for you to know, guys, this is not like the game design as it will be in the final version. It's just the way how we try to deliver the message. Yana, I think you probably bring some of the design, the actual design of your game with you today, right? So you might show to the guys some of the ready solutions there. So I think we can go to the next slide. And the next slide is all around the initial game, right? And can you please tell us more about the initial game, the one I participated and the one we start working on to make it like HSE related, right?
Yeah, sure. So the game itself, it's like boxed decision. So you see that in the box, the cards. But the basic version of the game, I was inspired myself by the concept of comparison, the living system as a body, the human body, and the business. And I was inspired by this real existing concept, sport concept, which is called 5 Pillars of Athletic Development. And each part of the body represents a critical capability of any company. So, for instance, legs, they can represent strength, which is more about the processes and our systems and our standards. And strong processes, of course, they create sustainability and provide the foundation of any company. Then if we go further, like lungs, the length equal to speed, as you can see on the screen. Hands represent emotional resilience and how people, when they feel pain, and we're not only talking about the customers, it also concerns how your team feels, and if they feel bad, they can easily come to the leaders and just talk about that. So then we can talk about the hands, and the hands represent agility, so teamwork, coordination, and this is also about the quality of interaction between each other. And the last step, the last pillar, it's about the power of awareness in the culture of the company, making decisions, leadership, and actually day-to-day actions that shape overall organizational culture. And on each pillar, so I've got, they are done in different colors. So when team play, just around the table and in teams, in groups, they take the card, just random from each pillar. We go one by one, and they find new solutions. So this is actually the basics of the game.
All right. So, and that actually was the first thing I thought might be transferable to health and safety in some way. Honestly, I did just a brief homework, Yana. So please don't kick me too much for this. And I know I try to show my variation of the game, right? How I feel it. And I know that in other varieties, there might be different perception of each station. But the thing that you can have 5 main foundations behind every successful business or successful function. I think this is a really good one. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just enough from my point of view. And what I actually bring to the game from health and safety point of view. So in my vision, I bring the first foundation, which is legs, or we call it strength in the initial game, the power of health and safety processes here. And let's say this is the foundation of the business, a strong safety foundation that doesn't need to be defended. It just works as it should, right? The second foundation, I call it length or speed, similar. But this is more for proactive action and for sort of predictability. So this is the ability to catch the hazards and risk before it become the incident. So that's going to be the second station. Heart, endurance, staying human over time. And that might be quite a bit like soft skill and psychological foundation there. It's what keeps safety professionals from becoming a checklist robot, and not only safety professionals, but safety leaders on site, because on the next slide we'll discuss who's the main target audience of this game, right? And hands and agility. This is probably one of the most interesting game cards, because it's about the changing circumstances and clarity when things changes. And we know that in health and safety, especially in the high risk areas, the situation might change really quick, and the time pressure is just huge and stressful. So it's all about teamwork and coordination and how we react to the changes. And the last one, look, I call this safety culture in action, right? But that's quite wide term under this. So I want this to be like something that connects every single station here, right? And this is last one but not least, right? That's really big messages, mainly for those who organize this game, how people work with this station. But the safety culture, you should see this one along all stations in any way, right?
True. By the way, let me add a little bit here. In my initial game, the 5 pillar, which we called head, or the power. It's really the power, but at the same time, as I a lot train people on customer development and customer experience in service. So we call it service system actually, and we like half of the cards here giving the ideas of how to to do the next step to enhance the experience of the customers and present wow effects. So something uninspected, delightful. So, but it's again, for me, if we convert that into health, safety, environment topic, but it's again about the power. So it's again connected with the culture inside the company. You cannot do wow without very stable culture and very safe and friendly culture.
Great. And I think the term of culture itself is quite common in customer relationship as well, and customer service.
True.
Yeah. So who's the main game stakeholders in our case? So Yana, you can actually briefly tell us who's the main participants in the original game you created. Who are these people? Who are these functions? Is it managers, or this is like mid-management roles? Or tell me some context, and we'll compare.
Yeah, I will tell you. So originally, I designed the game for people who coordinate frontline staff and back of the office, let's say, to keep organizations run smoothly day by day. That includes, of course, supervisors. That includes team leaders, middle management, and of course senior leaders who are responsible for operations and for the business as a whole. And honestly, everything that I observe on your slide that you listed is absolutely relevant to your environment. So it's absolutely flexible and adaptable.
That's great. And in my vision, in my version, let's say so, the main stakeholders, or probably the main focus area, also the frontline people on production or operations. So let's say shift supervisors and line managers or product line managers, leading hands, any production leading roles. That's like the main focus group. And I think ideally it should be like 70% of all participants of each game session. But it's not just limited to these people. It could also be like HSE officers, advisors, QA and QC engineers or specialists. They're also welcome to be there. But I'm not seeing this as a purely something developed for health and safety people, right? And that's for a purpose, right? Because in this particular scenarios, we want to feel the reflection against the frontline and production stuff, right? That's
true.
And it's good if health and safety people are participating. I think they will get a few clear messages on how the system works and how the people recognize the system and the whole safety culture in place. For them, that's going to be really handy. And main focus on production operations, probably 70%. That's from my vision.
Okay.
All right.
But let me add a little bit here about another, let's say, layer of flexibility in my methodology, and of course it can be parallel with your industry. So the methodology can be adopted to different audiences and business objectives. That is important. That's why sometimes my customers, corporate universities or external trainers or facilitators who license the game, they can customize the game to specific business, to the audience, to participant levels. So it's adoptable. That's one important thing. And for example, it's like a vivid example. One of the recent clients Yes, in Russia, very big federal company, technology company. So we customized the game, the last one for them, to the business, and up till the middle management, one version, and up till the senior leaders. So to identify the opportunities for operational improvements in that segment of the hierarchy and in another segment. So how it works.
That's great. And I think if me personally, as a health and safety professional, I don't believe in magic pills, right? And I do believe that every single company or industry potentially need like a specific approach. And if I implementing this practice or bringing some game to my team, I would probably use my scenarios and case studies which really reflect on minds of my teams and my people in my teams, right? That give just another level of commitment and engagement. And that's why I use a case study which really reflects on me back in the days when we all started our health and safety trip. We always had like a bad days and good days. And my case study is probably about the bad day. And dear colleagues, if you ever faced with this in your real life, let me know. So we're going there, Yana. Look, the game will consist of a few case scenarios. How many case scenarios could be included into one session, Yana, from your experience? Let's say it's going to be like 2.5 hour session. How many case scenarios we can go through in details?
Okay, I will give you the answer like if it's 2.5, 3 hours per group, let's say 20 people. And typically the game, just the majority of the games we play offline because of more participants interaction, and they sit around the table, so we create like groups, the teams. So 2-3 hours is just the minimum requirement. And yeah, with the timing, very precise timing, so it would be like within that period of time we would go only half of the game. So that's the reality, because as soon as groups start to collaborate between each other, talk, getting the insights, so the game takes them it takes longer time even to think over and talk everything over with other groups. So within, let's say, this period of timing, it can be one scenario per each group.
Okay.
And if we, for example, take in the whole day, that's a full day session, then it can be for that group it can be like 8 scenarios.
Okay, that's a lot, right?
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's have to be really efficient and productive group. Anyway, I hope we are this kind of group today with you, Yana. And let us go role by role. The scenario I drafted for our initial, let's say, trial game is the silent register. So Priya and James are health and safety coordinators at a large civil construction project. They're standing near the site office at the end of the shift.
So I will be Priya, okay.
You will be Priya, go for it.
Yeah, yeah. So my role is, I'm saying we've had 34 hazard reports submitted this month. You know how many got a formal closed doors response? 6.
Oh, I stopped being surprised. Workers asked me at Smoko, did anything happen with that report I put in? I don't know what to tell them.
The group chat is full of it. People are saying don't bother. It just goes into a black hole. I heard 2 experienced guys on the northern crew decided to just deal with the hazard themselves rather than report them.
And management keeps promoting the reporting rate as a success metric in the monthly dashboard. The site HSE manager presented at the monthly leadership meeting that week. Slide 4 reads, hazard reporting up 18%. Strong safety culture indicator. Here we go. And I think, guys, many of you here online or who will watch this video might face with this at any point of their careers, especially if you've been in the industry for quite a while. You probably face with this one in any of your companies. It's nothing new there. Honestly, back in my days, I faced with this as well on quite a big project. So nothing new to me. This is kind of real scenario. It might happen. So it's not something that was make do. This happens nowadays. I would say not always, but I know that there are guys who know this. Two main questions for this scenario, right? How would you redesign the hazard reporting system so that workers experience it as a genuine feedback loop, not as a black hole? That's the first question to a group, right? And the second one, the site HSE manager believes the safety culture is improving. What would you tell him and how would you show it? And the interesting part here, look, we're talking about two safety guys on a site, but let's imagine that 70% of the people playing their production stuff, operational stuff, and they trying to wear these safety shoes on them, right? And
True.
for those who safety people buy role on the table, that will be really interesting to see how they react to this challenge and see how empathy work in this team towards their role. What do you think about this case? Is it something you have on your initial game model with a client service? Are they also so reflective and also so natural?
Yeah, it's absolutely yes, 100%. And moreover, it's very good that you created these questions, two questions, two words, because the stuck, the blocking usually goes with like, what can we do, right? Okay, we face it like daily, but what can we do? And this is actually like from the initial game, if we step on the foundation of the game, it's always the situation. And on each pillar, as we've described before, two questions on the card. So how it goes, because the mind usually stuck. Okay, we understand, we recognize the idea, just everyday challenges. How we get out of that? And they take the random card just from pillar 1. It's about the main things, right? The standards and the procedures. And as soon as they're focusing also on two questions, like you did, our minds, this is actually the psychology, how it works. Our mind want to look around, okay, maybe somebody, some other company also stuck in that. So each card has a kind of, hint with another company and how they overjumped that circumstances, that obstacles. So that's exactly how the mind starts working from different direction. Searching for new answers. Yeah, and that's good. It's interesting what guys probably would text on that.
Yeah, and that actually what I try to implement into my personal vision of the game in the next slide.
Like a hint.
Not in the next one. I'm joking. Here we got the foundations again. Just to go through the whole thing and to remind you, already briefly tell us that we have these 5 stations, right? Or how it's better to call them. Well, I like the word station. It means that you have like some sequence, you're trying to go around and find the proper answers. So stations or foundations will decide further. It's not a big deal. But for this scenario, for silent register scenario, I drafted just a simple card for the first station, which is strength, a power of processes. But as you mentioned before, every single station will have sort of good industry examples there that we can rely on, and I just can't wait to show you what I did. You ready for the next slide? We can go back to this one when we require. But here we go.
Okay.
First card, strength. Yeah, strength. Because purposely I just used the first station, strength. Started from the processes here, and well, I could make a draft for 5 of the stations, but in this case, it probably will take like a few hours to have a proper discussion. So we just guys showing you how it might look, right? And how we might deliver this station idea to our players. So in our case, I use a real example of Alcoa as an industry example. And probably we're all quite familiar with this company, especially in Australia. We do have Alcoa here, but this is an American company. And the example is when Paul O'Neill became CEO in 1987, he made worker safety the single non-negotiable process metric above profit and schedule. Every injury had to be reported to him within 24 hours. Lost work days injuries fell from 186 to 0.126 per 100 workers, 1/20th of the US average, and market value grew from 3 billion to 27 billion, 9 times more, right? Impressive and a good example. And every single station will have, again, as you mentioned, a couple of questions to discuss, an industry example. And my suggestion is when we're delivering this game, if we're working with oil and gas people, it's probably worth having oil and gas examples. Or if you're working with the mining, you can bring some mining examples. You can bring some national examples if you have companies which succeeded in either way. Or alternatively, Yana, what do you think? If we not only use like a best practices, but what about like bad examples? How something went wrong, right? Because this is something we also learn on, right? What do you think? How do you find this card? What to make different in this card? Probably more open question, so group could have an open discussion here.
Yeah, I would push to open discussion. Yeah, I like that. Firstly, because the main idea of my business games, of our methodologies, methods that we create, is to push people to think over, to, probably to look around, yes, to what they think, what they feel right, and not being afraid to like bring it to the surface of their organizations, and just, why not to try? It's to go into the new hypothesis. So that's why in the game there are like these big cards like that. So you prepared a little bit like similar, but at the same time there are sets of small cards to each stage or each pillar. Coaching questions, business coaching questions related to that insights. So I would vote for more open questions, because I think people are ready to bring you ideas to business, wherever hierarchy they are on. And at the same time, it's also a good question how to play. Get your own experience, like get your own obstacles out of the company, prepare customized, as we call it, scenarios, or just go around what I call, just take either competitors scenarios, just prepare specifically for that, or sometimes play on absolutely other industries. Why am I talking to my customers? Not every organization, not every company is mentally or even emotionally ready for such an openness. So it might happen. So sometimes analyzing their own situations can feel too personal, because people recognize themselves and they might think, okay, that the leaders who actually invited a business trainer or facilitator, they just, want to like nail us. Yes, sometimes it might happen. So that's why some companies like that actually can prefer to use cases from other industries, or just asking us to be around some similar industries. So sometimes it happens.
Good. That's amazing. And you know what I also found here? When you use these, how we call it, like gamification approach in health and safety, we potentially could switch the passive listeners to sort of active participants. And for me, I think it's a good result when, well, you obviously have people who not always actively participating in health and safety life on site or whatever. This one probably helped them to realize their strong sides as well, and probably by leading by their examples, other will be more involved. And definitely for me, as for a safety professional, it will be a bit easier to see how it goes, how every single person handles the challenges, what their style of solving these problems, how they put priorities in the order, and what values are persistent in place. For me, even for someone who can potentially facilitate this game, it might talk a lot. And it's definitely talk a lot for health and safety people who are in the audience and playing this game, and for their management as well. And that's what I found really nice in this approach. Yana, how do you think, how many cards for each station should I prepare for efficient game session? Let's say trial game session. We're going to play like few hours, 4 or 5 hours. How many cards and scenarios should I prepare? And for each station, from strength to heart, I'm just trying to understand what is my homework.
Okay. In a like my scenario, in a game, each pillar has 8 cards with, again, questions, different questions with examples, and it's a lot. I mean, I see how how even one card just open a secret box. I mean, secret box of the team, or which is playing the case scenario and then applying the card to that scenario. So I would say for the trial, if we call that like a trial, a demo version, it can be like 4 case scenarios and 2-3 cards in each pillar, maybe maximum if you would play not online but offline. But if it's online, 2 out of each pillar, each stage would be enough. Because you see, the clue is they've got different case scenarios. Okay, but the cards can be even similar, but they would interpret this scenario under the group mindset, how they got it. And while they are discussing the best idea, and they would bring in front of the audience and actually would speak up about the best scenario, they're thinking a lot out of choosing the best one. They're writing a lot down, and this is already the scheme for, let's say, in operational routine, then to choose maybe 2-3 more. So it's quite a lot. That's why the game is replayable, so retrainable.
Yeah,
it's like
I got it. So, all right, I will do like overall 15 cards for each pillar. I will prepare.
Agreed with you. Okay.
Yeah, I will prepare 3 more cases, and while we're here with our audience, guys, if you have any ideas, just go for it. Print something in the comment box just down below, and we here for 10 more minutes to answer your questions. But rather than this, I want to show you the last slide.
Okay, the game is over.
Look,
I would say the game is just about to
start. Yeah, game is just about to start, Yana. You're absolutely right. And look, my idea is just to give it a go, Yana, if you don't mind, to have the draft, probably have 5 or 6 people to test this game with us. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. Let's just take 5 first, leaders, absolutely leaders who would like to try it. By the way, we didn't speak about, like, the game is the game, but in the game there should be the prize, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Got it. Yeah. So it's a game, yes, and how to take this mind out of the usual training routine. In the game, I will explain. There are some medals like that. If we correlate that with the sport, so there is golden medal, right? There is silver medal. So each group or each participant is just given a specific number of these tokens. We call it tokens, which are equal to some points. And as soon as they find the best insight for each case study, and they present it in front of the group, each group is voting for the best, what they found just out of the rest, the best ideal insight. And so they just pass these medals to the groups or to individuals if they play like a small group. And the winner is the one who gets most of these tokens. So that's actually gives more stimuli, more motivation sometimes for even the gamers, for real gamers. So they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. I want to be the winner. And it brings more motivation for your brain to produce more ideas and to choose the right one.
And that's really nice, Yana, because when I was preparing the material, I was thinking, in my version, who's going to give the points to the teams? But when teams themselves evaluate other teamworks, that's really fair from my point of view. That talks a lot as well. How they find the solution, how they evaluate them. So I definitely support this approach. And how many tokens should they win to win the game? Are there any limits or any cap hit you need to reach to be the winner?
There is no limit. They just, in the beginning, they have equal. Each participant or each group gets the similar number of, like, 2 big ones, which are equal 3 points each, and just this one smalls like equal 1 point. And by the end of the game, they just calculate. So they calculate which team gets the most of that. But it's absolutely, there is also a hint in there. People vote for best ideas. So if it really resonates, like one idea out of, like, let's say 4 groups, one table created the idea and many others just vote for them. It means that the idea is really brilliant to try afterwards. So that's why it has the strategical approach also. Because for the leaders, let's say for top guys, we are doing that game as a strategical tool, like strategy, what needs to be recreated, what needs to be re-engineered inside the operational stuff, just to get people more involved, to overcome the obstacles. just your case absolutely, let's say, put on the surface of any organization.
Yeah.
That we're struggling minor things. All the team knows about that, but nothing is changing.
Yeah, that's really important to outline. And Yana, because our audience is widely spread all over the world, we do have people in Northern America, in Latin America, we do have people in Asia and Africa. If we want to have this game online, what the platform it's easier to use for us? Is it like via Zoom, or you probably had already some best practices how to run this game online, and what can you share with us? What is the best approach toward this?
So while I was creating the game, so I specifically and planning to move to Australia, to another country, so I specifically created the game in like two versions, that boxed one that I showed you, and there is online format. So the online format, all the cards and the field of the game is on Mira platform, well known, and the facilitator, it's like a captain of the of the ship, right? So he or she is like changing the cards, giving all that, just presenting all these scenarios on the screen, but the game is run online via Zoom. And if it's like a big group, so we just combine this group in sessions. In like the Zoom is absolutely good tool to use that. So yeah, it like it goes. The only difference is that in-person group, of course, we as facilitators, we can maintain best focus and like best energy for much longer, let's say. And online, attention naturally drop faster. So that if like the group wants to take the whole game, like 5 stages, so we usually divide into 2 separate workshops. Just it can be just 2 consistent days, one after one, or with a small break. Yeah, it's just because of this online format.
Yeah, and I think in our case, potentially we probably also should split it into 2 sessions, because given the time zones, it's hard to get like a few peoples for a few hours straight. So probably 2 sessions, 2.5 hours each, and see how it goes. And guys, please leave your comments, send me direct messages if you feel comfortable to talk to me personally. Go for it. If you have any ideas what can be differently done for these games, speak openly. We really open to all ideas. The vision we showed in this presentation, it's purely my vision of a lazy person at night at one evening time, break of like 60 minutes. But that's probably, if I think more, Yana, I make it overcomplicated. I try to make it really simple, because it is still a game, and it needs to keep people focused rather than trying to have really unsolvable brainstorming. That really have to be entertainment. Not easy, but keeping people in focus, and that's probably one of the main ideas. And Yana, you probably want to add something once we're wrapping up our podcast. How do you find it? I know it's the first experience of the live stream. I told you it's going to be a friendly one. No provocative questions.
It is. No, for any questions, I'm prepared. Just no worry. Yeah, thank you very much for this time and for this opportunity to speak up. This is one of my, like, let's say, author creation. I'm a methodologist of the product, and right now, of course, I'm very happy to demonstrate that not only in my native language, but also been translated into English, and the product is still new. But by moving to Australia, I see just only the beginning, because my English website is under construction, under development. Yeah, but it will go soon. But I definitely understand that there are no limits, not only to Australia, the adaptation to different industries, and I see strong potential, of course, for this gamed learning education for adults, even for international markets, for international growth. So that's why people from being like in the companies like you, leading, some ideas, and training people, being integrated into training people, they come for these tools, as we call that. Yes, and of course independent facilitators who just want to enhance their product lines, they're like working with more interactive tools. So yeah, very thankful for this invitation.
Yeah, and once again, all around applause to Yana. We did it. And once again, I want to thank Shadai, the global community that kindly give us the streaming platform this time. Thank you, guys. Since February you start supporting us on the stream, so thanks for this. And everyone are probably, if you work in health and safety, you probably should visit Shada group in LinkedIn, and that's actually a group of like-minded people. It's nearly 2,000 people now, all around the world, and this is a nice platform to change your opinions between each other. So Yana, I think we can stop now. It's 7:01, and we're nearly on time. Regardless, we started a bit late, but we did it. And thank you again. Thanks everyone who was online with us, and those who will see this video in a few upcoming days. Feel free to share this video to your colleagues who might be interested in this topic. And thanks again, guys. Thanks for being with us. And I think we're going to have a game shortly. All right. Thank you.